Hey everyone, this is part one of making a Maekar Targaryen helmet. I wanted to try a little bit of a different type of video showing you guys how I make these 3D printed props. This file you can find over on Mad Props on Cults 3D. It is an amazing file which I had to print in 3 parts on my Bamboo Lab P1S, and I always start with all my prints with a 220 grit sandpaper. This gets the majority of layer lines out, so the rest of our filler process is much easier. After sanding the entire helmet and the faceplate with 220 grit, I'm going to come in with a Bondo and acetone mixture. This stuff is an absolute cheat code. You just got to make sure to thin it properly to get it to that nice glaze consistency. I went for a little bit of a thinner type of coat because I was a little worried I would cover up some of these dents and details that the helmet has, which is nice. It's going to make our sanding a lot easier and less to worry about when filling. But you want to do about 2 to 3 layers of this glaze. It gives you a really nice base coat for your filler primer and just makes it so much easier to sand an entire helmet within like a day or two. After giving that about 10 to 15 minutes to dry, depending on the temperature, it could take longer, but it was about 10 to 15 minutes for me. You come in with a 400 grit wet sand and you're just going to wet sand the whole helmet down. You can be pretty rough at this stage because if you had any brush strokes or drips, you want to get those out. They're a lot harder to sand out later once the primer's on. So give this thing a good sanding and then we can move in to our filler primer. For our filler primer, I'm just using some normal Rust-Oleum filler primer. I absolutely hate using the 2-in-1 filler primer. It clogs up your sandpaper like crazy. I'd just recommend the normal filler. So we'll give this thing a couple hours to dry, and I'll see you in the next part.